The committee here have been working for weeks.
Do you do it?
Here we are in the final stages. Name tags for the people that are coming. In the background we've got Carol practicing, getting the music right, ready for her class.
They'll need to, it's here.
Oh, could you take that thing away?
Put some more stuff in it. The prettying up party, is it?
Yeah.
Hi, ma'am.
Now, it's a bit bare there, but nobody's going to bring over one that will be quick.
Grab for one.
Only if they ask. That's all.
And swear we are the race of the gale. Never was a better crew, life to give and life we knew. Here's to the race of the gale.
Old friends. Some of them very old friends. From a long way back. Some old, some new.
Yours at this end of the camera.
Okay.
Hope so. You can't get it out. Never mind. Hang on, are you going to red line going tall? Back through your camera.
Yeah.
Too fast. Is he
Let's go. Yeah.
You're allowed to move that way.
Big smile.
Again?
Yeah.
Take two, just in case.
Always take two. Big smile. Oh. Okay.
Those that were dancing till 17 stay there. Take another one. It's gone quiet. God, this is only the what? 60s, 70s.
That's right.
Get to the 90s.
Two steps forward.
No, I think it's...
Is that better, Jack? Not really. Jack, get air on the table. Get air on the table. Get air on the table.
I'm still here.
You want to be finished, do you? Yeah, right. Fair enough.
I'm going to take a delay. I'm going over there.
Don't trip over the thing.
You'll see the light going really fast and then it's going to go. Then a big smile.
Just kidding.
Before the big, it goes great.
You won't have a problem because it doesn't move his name. Watch the camera. Smile.
Ready?
The camera with no one Hang on, Red, stay there.
You ready?
It's going to go into the side.
Stand there.
Is it outside this time? Yes, babe.
Just going a bit more, I think. No, you're right.
Here I have.
Make sure. Know your name on, are you?
You move around
Oh, follow,
further.
where we go? On the screen. So you're on the screen.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Me, oh, okay.
There we are.
A delay off.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Eric. We're allowed to move for this one.
Territory around here, Jane. You enter and move around at your own risk.
All our lovely teachers. Some of our lovely teachers.
To a few special guests among us tonight, and we have some flower sprays for the members of the committee who have organised this function, and also for a number of presidents and president of the region and president of the New Zealand branch. So perhaps if I'd ask, well, before we go to that, I'd just like to make a special welcome to Carol Smith, who's the region president, and also to Eric Churton, who's the New Zealand branch president. And I'll be asking Carol and Eric to say a few words to you briefly a little bit later on in the evening. So perhaps if people could come forward and just present this little spray of flowers to them. First on my list is Barbara Gill, who's a well-known tutor and tutored the club in the 70s and still dances with us. Next, I'd like to call on Elizabeth Ferguson, who's done for a long time and also done a lot of teaching in the club.
I'm trying to get out of people's way.
This list is a little random, but anyway, the next one on my list is Janice Henson. We all know Janice president. Janice been on the committee organising the anniversary. Sandy Dawson, the next one. Carol Smith, Carol, obviously the race president.
Right.
Next we got Val Scoble, on my right.
Supposed to be turning around the other way.
You're next, Jack.
Val's really been the mastermind behind the anniversary, so big hand for Val. yourself. It's great to see him here tonight. Chris is a past president of the branch. Church to accept one of these. Expressing their regret that they weren't able to be with us tonight. I'd like to ask Sandy Dawson, who's been the secretary to the committee, just to come up and just quickly mention the names. No, certainly not. We can't hear you.
Of course you can. I've got a big voice.
Well,
They all heard. I've never used a microphone in my life, so I'm not going to start now. Then you can hear me too. Right, we've had some cards from people and some letters and also some telephoned messages from a few past members that couldn't come tonight. So can everybody hear me all right?
yes.
Put your hand down, Ian. You put it down so you heard me, right? Right, we've had one from Mirth Smallwood. Mirth Smallwood, who was a past teacher of our club some years back. Mary Smith. Some of these names may be familiar to some people. Mary Smith actually says that she and her late husband were foundation and life members of the club. Which was rather nice. We've had a letter from Mary Miller saying that she's sorry they couldn't come tonight. She couldn't come tonight. Deanne and Murray Corpse. Deanne was also a children's teacher with us for a while and did her prelim, I think, while she was a member, did she? Or maybe just after. We've had a note from David Jackett, who's unwell tonight, unfortunately. Alec and Irene Beattie, Helen McInnes, Margaret Page, Babs and Ken Johnson. Babs used to teach at the Hutt Club many years ago, when I first started, I think. Yeah, going back a while. And from Nairi Hunaho, who's unfortunately very ill in Auckland at the moment, but she wanted us to pass on her best wishes to the club tonight. We've also had a letter from Don and Marion Collin from Auckland, from Judy and Simon Collin. Lots of Collinses in this arena. In Christchurch, they were unable to come up too, unfortunately. We've had one from Mari Malcolm, who was a past teacher of the club as well. So for all those people who contacted me and were unable to come tonight, we're just wondering if those that have got something to drink would just like to taste toast. Toast, not taste. Taste to toast. And I've only had punch all make a toast to absent friends. Thank you.
All right, we need to move on now. So without further ado, I'll leave in your hands of the people who are going to be your hosts this evening, Noel Scoville and Damon Collin, who will be acting as the MCs during the evening. Well.
Thank you, Alistair. Damon and I are going to share this job because we decided that we wanted to enjoy some of this night as well. So hence we're going to share it. But I'm not going to say anything more. I think we've all had enough words for the next few hours. I'd just like to introduce to you 4 people who are very famous in certain parts of New Zealand. Unfortunately, we haven't had much opportunity to see them in the Wellington area. And I must admit, I had to go out to Wellington to see them. They are absolutely fabulous. I'd like to give you a big hand of applause and welcome tonight the Rakes of the Gale. They're now called. Gentlemen? Right. Here on the keyboard. On the accordion and the bagpipes, they tell me. He's the only one they don't let sing, they tell me. Brent Pickett on the bass. On the guitar. Ladies and gentlemen, the Rakes of the Gale. from that, we're going to go into the New Zealand Gay Ball.
Pretty few start clean, so a little bit skimpy on that side of it. First I'd like to say that my wife Joyce and I have only been dancing relatively few years, but 1956, more than that I can't tell you. There's some debate about when the club as a club actually started, but the general consensus seems to be 1954 was a good year. The 25th was celebrated in 79, so it has to be the right year for the voyage. One Bill McPherson was club president first decade, right through to the 60s, and it seems that he was largely responsible for establishing the sound base on which the club has prospered from there on. Right, thank you. There's lots of information I don't have, I'm sure. But these notes will remind some of you, I'm sure, of some of those past people and events. Following on from that, Mrs. Douglas, I have, was the secretary and treasurer for most of that time during the 60s. Tutors in the 50s and 60s included Sam Moran, Mrs. Babs Johnson, I think he's well known, and Miss Mirth Smallwood. Those of you who took part in the intermediate class this afternoon, or Dance to Dance, which was written, I think, for Mirth Smallwood. Coming a little bit further forward now, Carol Smith was an active member of the club fairly well back. She was secretary in 65, 66, and has had a long association with the club over the years, and of course now the recent president. So Carol has been a long serving member of the club. Gary Morris, who's also well known in Wellington dancing circles, taught also at Lower Hutt in 68, 69 and 70. Belle Scoville, her name crops up in the records well back. She was secretary in 1970 and 71 and was involved very heavily in teaching children in the 70s, even to the extent that they had a separate children's club, I understand, which later on amalgamated back with the main club. She was the tutor of the club in 76 and 85, and she's still very active, obviously. She's the current tutor for us this current year. I have to say that her energy and her commitment have been a great help to me in running the club, and I'd like to thank her personally for her efforts in running the club this year, and again in organising the anniversary. In the records I find that Barbara Gill, and very early on as Barbara Neal, was very active. She was the tutor and the secretary for a while. She taught from 71 to 78, and she was secretary in 73 and 74. So Barbara has also got a very long association with the club. Barbara was kind enough to take one of our workshop classes this afternoon. Other club stewards I'd like to mention. Bill Blair, who we've already mentioned tonight. As I said, Bill's a grand old man of the Lower Hutt Scottish Country Dance Club. I'm sure we all know Bill. Arthur Quinn, who's unfortunately not here tonight, but Arthur is one of these very dependable, hard-working fellows who just gets on and does the job. And as president, it's really great to have those sort of people around who just go away and do things. And you suddenly notice that it's all done and who did it. Alison Morrison's another one of those. Alison's been treasurer for 20 years, would you believe? Which either means she's very dedicated, or perhaps she's got a little thing going on the side. I'm not quite sure. The Collin name crops up here. Don Collin, whose Damon's father was president in 76, and he and his wife Marion, who's quite a long association with the club, and are still involved in Scottish country dancing, I understand, but based in Auckland these days. Don was followed as president by one Hugh Thompson, but he shifted to Hamilton in 1978. You may remember him. Mrs. Rita Brennan was president in 1979 and 1980, and apparently had a good deal to do with organising and running the 25-year celebration, which took place in 1979. The memories are flooding back, I can see that. seen a few photographs of that event, and it looked like a good time was had by all, I have to say. And it's in a strong financial position. Whether that's Alison's good work, I don't know, but whether it's the extortionate fees of $10 myself, but basically we're quite fortunate from the financial point of view. And I'm sure it'll provide, continue to provide enjoyment, friendship and fellowship for its members for many years to come. So I'd just like to wish the club and its members well for the future years. In a few minutes I'll ask Blair to come and cut the cake. But just before going on to that, Carol Smith, who's the region president, is off to say a few words to us on behalf of the region. And following her, I'd like to ask Eric Churton, the New Zealand branch president, just to say a couple of words on behalf of the New Zealand branch. Carol.
Thank you, Alistair. If I said to you the year 2034, seems a long time away, doesn't it? If I said to you 1954, really not that long ago. In fact, I can go back 1954 when I was at school, and it really doesn't seem that long ago. But 40 years of dancing, and we really have progressed in that 40 years. It's been a very special year for me as region president to be associated and starting my dancing with the two clubs, Wellington and Hutt, who are celebrating their 40 years this year. And it's certainly a year that I'm not going to forget. I'm not going to hold up proceedings tonight by standing here and going back, because I think Alistair has covered the history of your club very well. And I certainly can go back to those early days and how much fun we had, and I think we still have. Although Scottish country dancing has changed, and that has to change, and there will be changes come in the future. You've got to move with the times. But we are still one big happy family, and let's hope that that continues. I'd like to congratulate the club on attaining in 40 years. Just think in 10 years' time, you're all going to be back here celebrating 50 years. And then maybe 30 years after that, you'll be back for 80 years. But I do wish the club well. And on behalf of the region, congratulations, Lower Hutt. And let's hope the next 40 years are as successful as your last 40. Thank you.
Of the New Zealand branch at the moment, that there is a history book being produced, and I've been lucky to have a draft copy before it even gets published. And I've been dipping into it, and it took me back 40 years, because I can remember meeting Bill McPherson all those years ago. I knew him, and he was a man of pride. But the person that really took Scottish country dancing.
Yeah.
Baked and iced and decorated it. It's really beautiful with the club band. So
don't get a fright because it does tip.
Right, I just stand
Can I turn it upside down now?
Will it stay in one piece?
I think so. When everyone went, ooh. No, I might not actually.
Feel it, Jack?
Open fire.
Evidence.
from the sky. She's as nice as apple pie, and she'll get it on that by and by. When she gets a lad alone, she won't tell them all when she comes home. Let them all come as they will, but it's all but Moody she loves still.
Of the Lower Hutt 30th anniversary joke, which was devised by Val for our 30th anniversary. I'm going to read this because Val's written it out and it's much better than me making it up. After much deliberation, testing samples, etc. during mid-1984, the club members finally came up with a design that was to become the club badge. Alec Beattie and Arthur Quinn deliberated for weeks over examples displayed around the walls on numerous club nights for members' comments. And I'm sure many of you can remember that. I know I can remember sort of deciding which one we were going to have. Finally, late in 1984, the version used today, which is this one here, that you see, and it was on the cake, was the final product. Val Scoble was tutor of the club at this time and decided to put together a dance depicting the badge shapes for our 30th anniversary. This is the only dance Val has ever devised, apart from her hair-raising step practice exercises at club. She says, there is enough people in the Wellington area devising dances, but this one is special and the set in front of you would like to dance it for you tonight. The dance depicts a 4 by 32 bar jig. The bars 1 to 16 are wait and see, the many months of waiting, trying different designs, etc. 17 to 32 is the koi, the flower in the middle. 1 to 16 again, 8 hands rounded back and reels of 4 is the main badge and outside shape. Then we follow the inside circle, the main shape and the small outside circles. Then we follow with the stars, the small stars around the outside, and that will be the Petronella movement that you'll see. And then back home again, the Ian Curry Farewell to Octorada bit is the Lower Hutt Club, was the Lower Hutt's favourite dance for many years. And in fact, we did it on Monday night. Then we follow with the thistle part, and then here at last, all celebrating the final version with Chahalian reels to the, I can't read that, what does that say? Oh, to the left. Quite simple, Chahalian reels to the left. So sit back and enjoy our demonstration set with the Lower Hutt 30th anniversary jig.
points of significance here. First of all, the dance we are going to do is a dance called Ipuni Station, which was devised by Jeff Matchin, who sits beneath that thistle-y looking thing down the bottom there, made out of brass. Now, we would like to make, first of all, public apologies to Jeff for what we're going to do to this dance. It's a lovely dance, but I wouldn't guarantee it's going to turn out quite the way he wrote it. The other apology we'd like to make is to the principal and Board of Governors of a local secondary school called Sacred Heart College. No train.
Damn live again.
We want to hear you clap again.
Yeah, you had a wee practice of clapping in that last one. You can do it better in this one.
and sing the chorus to The Wild Rover. When Kevin says right up your kilt, you clap your hands, you know, 4 times. Right up your kilt. Right up your kilt. 4 times, definitely. It's getting a wee bit early in the morning. So remember, count up to 4. Right, next time.